Hello out there to all of the overcoming workaholics. Hello out there to all of the overcoming workaholics. One more time. Hello out there to all of the overcoming workaholics. Today's discussion is especially for you. But before we dive in, let's address the elephant. How in the world did I survive taking off 30 days from my business? Or better yet, how did my business survive my 30-day hiatus? This it it's a really great question, and I'll share a bit about business survival. But my goal for today's discussion is for us to dedicate most of our time to addressing the following. What influenced my decision to take a sabbatical at the top of fourth quarter? And was it worth it? We will talk about the benefits of taking a sabbatical before the holiday season and why you should plan to do this every year moving forward. And we will conclude this episode discussing the major lessons and insights I gained from my much needed 30-day sabbatical. Now, the people who know me well are used to seeing me with a laptop in hand or being locked in to creation mode. So in the past, this topic of taking a 30-day sabbatical, like not touching my business at all, would come as a complete shock to many of them. However, if you're new to me, it is great to virtually meet you. I am a Margot Blair, leadership development consultant at the intersection of faith and business. I am the CEO of a business and leadership development company where we work alongside marketplace, corporate, and ministry organizations. And so I want to be sure that you take a moment to let me know from where you are joining us today. I am headquartered in the Valley of the Sun, otherwise known as Phoenix, Arizona. I am super grateful that you found your way here because this is the community for experienced subject matter experts. I had to add experience in there. This is the consultant, the coach, the strategist who is ready to take your expertise. This includes your knowledge, your skills, your experiences, and learn to establish, secure, and retain strategic partnerships. So again, welcome. Let's go ahead and dive in. So to start, what influenced my decision to take a sabbatical at the top of fourth quarter, and was it worth it? It was 100% worth it, inconveniences and all. And here's why. Like many other entrepreneurs, I had been compartmentalizing my faith from my profession for far too long. You see, in the business world, there's this stigma that you are to focus on your subject area only, like niche all the way down, focus on this one area, get your clients' results. What is their ROI, and increasing your profit margins? It was this grind to the top type of experience, this dog eat dog world. And it just got overwhelming for me. The human element was missing from both sides of the business coin. And this was when I decided that I needed to approach this differently. I couldn't continue to do business as usual. And so I began to study. I surveyed my clients, both existing and past clients, but I also even interviewed and questioned some prospective clients, people who identified as subject matter experts, about the challenges they were facing in business, but primarily around strategic collaboration or strategic partnerships. And over the last 11 months, I learned so much. And that is what influenced me to decide to pull all of my programming that did not address the gap that I discovered. With this new information, I had to do a deep introspective business and leadership audit on my own company and my offers. And so you see, many business programs, Though they may focus on mindset, which is incredibly important, this research revealed that business leaders, particularly entrepreneurial women of faith, need a comprehensive business development program that addresses their leadership character as well as their business charter. I want to say that again. This research showed that business leaders, particularly entrepreneurial women of faith, needed a comprehensive business development program that addressed their leadership character as well as their business charter. Discovering this gap is really what influenced my decision to add into our programs and services a component that included developing the person behind the brand, developing the person behind the business. For me, this became more about teaching others how to begin to consult with the one who gave them the vision in the first place. The next question for me that I had to address was, how was I going to incorporate into my existing program that I invested thousands of dollars to build? What was I going to do? And after nearly letting doubt, disbelief, and disobedience take over, I remembered two words that I had been studying and applying into my life, into different aspects of my business over the last year. And those two words that I applied to my professional and personal life were surrender and apply pressure. Now, I won't go deep there, but I wanted to lay the foundation for this discussion. So let's talk about the benefits of taking a sabbatical before the holiday season and why you should plan to do this every year moving forward. Now, the purpose of a sabbatical is to give yourself a chance to step back from business as usual. It's taking time away from your usual work roles and obligations in order to focus on your personal enrichment or your professional development. And that was 100% my reason. Now, making the decision to take a sabbatical for any period of time, especially at the start of fourth quarter and one of the most profit pursuing seasons, is a massive deal. So for me, I had to acknowledge that the day I became a wife, I became a bonus mama to two beautiful and amazing kids. However, things in life were very, very different than what I was used to. And I had to find my rhythm again, or I had to find a new rhythm as a wife, mama to three, a serial entrepreneur, a leadership development consultant, author, and so many other things. And so, what about you? What new things have taken place in your life where you are now figuring out what is the first next step that you should be taking? I want you to write this down. Understand that a shift is upon us. And God is calling us to move beyond indecision and complacency. It is time to grow in spiritual maturity in all aspects of your life, and this includes your business. For me, taking this time away was essential. The benefit was having the opportunity to do these two things. The first was to recalibrate after a post-pandemic year. And we're really still going through it. It was tough on so many of us. Loss, lots of pivots. I know people are completely over that word at this time. And we were all on this journey, learning how to navigate this post-COVID world. And the second benefit was to give an opportunity to realign with my company's vision at this next stage of business. Again, I couldn't go on doing business as usual, and nor can you. The work that we have been doing over the past year, we were able to serve more clients than I can remember. We were able to reach more than 20,000 entrepreneurial leaders through our strategic partnerships during a global pandemic. I want you to take inventory of the wins that you have achieved over this last year when things were completely ambiguous. For me, I had to disconnect and update our fourth quarter 2021, what we were going to do through the rest of the year, but also plan through our 2023 strategy. Now, I want to be clear here when I said, updating our Q4 2021 all the way through our 2023 strategy. When it comes to business development for us, our annual planning, we start before the year is over and then we go into the next year. And so this really leads to the final point of us talking about the reason why we're here, to learn about the major lessons and insights gleaned during my 30-day sabbatical. Now, I want to first share a biblical story because it speaks to the importance of making tough business decisions when you are unsure about the outcome. And so in 1 Samuel 15, this is the story where God instructs prophet Samuel. He tells him to go to King Saul and says, get your kingdom in order, clean it out, and just completely destroy everything. Now, King Saul responded in partial obedience. And when I say partial obedience, he went in, he attempted to do what he was instructed, but he let other people take things from this community when he was supposed to, when he was instructed to wipe everything out. He had hostages and he pillaged the city, or the people pillaged the city. Now, this partial obedience, this is what I want you to take away from the story in 1 Samuel 15. This partial obedience of King Saul, and if we do it as well, can result in us forfeiting our current reality. I know that's not something that I want to experience. And so this story is so powerful because I had been working on or in my business for as long as I can remember. And this is only the second time in 2 years that I had been completely unplugged from creating or releasing content. Again, this message is for the overcoming workaholic, the high achiever, the perfectionist. And so I'm sure you can resonate with what I'm saying here in this story of 1 Samuel 15, where you can recall a time where you know you were being called to do something, but you didn't fully do everything you were instructed to do. That's the partial obedience that can have a different outcome than what you desire. Now, when we are so laser focused on or in our business, are we really allowing room for God to develop our character, to give us supernatural business strategies, and to position ourselves to be profitable founders? I don't think so. Though I was still stalking other experts in my industry during my sabbatical, I was taking the time to study, lead, and grow as the leader behind my business. And this is key for you to do regularly as well. I pretty much kept my usual schedule, and so you can do that too. Mondays being for a professional development day where I read articles and do a deep dive into my business industry and topics on my specializations. So I encourage you to pick a day in the week, and that is the only thing that you do. You focus on studying your industry from the inside out. But I knew that I was heading into a different season for my business and my life. And I needed to fully understand what this meant and what this looked like and what this required of me what was required of me at this next level. Now, you may be able to resonate with the feeling like a shift is on the horizon, or even that this shift has arrived for you as well. But have you done the thing you have been doing things a certain way for so long, and you don't really know how or what to do differently? And so I want you to take a moment and identify what is your vision for the next 12 months. What is your vision for the next 12 months? Now, as you begin to identify what this vision is, the vision that you have been given for your business, I want you to break down this 12-month vision into quarters: Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4. What needs to be happening each quarter? What are the goals for each quarter? And then as you get clear on what needs to be happening during the quarter, by the end of each quarter, then you will be able to identify the monthly benchmarks you will need to meet. I want to strongly encourage you to be willing to allow the Holy Spirit to disrupt what you have planned. Again, this goes back to the supernatural business strategies that God will bring to you. Now, in no particular order, I want to share a few of the major lessons with you. Understand that your vision is so much greater than you. When you are facing a problem, not if, but when you face a problem, address the root, not just the symptoms. Address the root. I encourage you to pray, get in a space of contemplative prayer before you pursue a problem or even try to deploy a solution. Even if you believe God gave it to you, pray. Learn to build and grow with others in your network. These can be your accountability partners. These can be other subject matter experts in your industry, but just be willing to learn, build, and grow with others. Another key lesson is to remember to do business with integrity. And it's like, well, that's obvious, but in reality, it's not. And we miss this so often because we are setting out to do something and we have to keep our word. I was listening to a message before, and this conversation of integrity or keeping their word came up. And what ended up happening is the individual was supposed to go to an annual or a conference. He was supposed to speak at a conference, and he was sensing not to go, but it was a friend, and so he had to keep his word. And what ended up happening is he went, and en route to the event, there was a rollover car accident and it ejected them out of the car. Now they survived, but he had a sense not to go. He sensed it in his spirit not to go, but he went anyway to keep his word. And so this is what I mean by, yes, we want to do business with integrity, but we have to be willing to change our mind, to reconsider when the Spirit is leading you to do so. I want that to really permeate in your spirit. Also, you want to understand that there is always more for you to learn. And the last lesson, this probably wasn't the last lesson, but the last lesson I'm going to be sharing with you today is that you must be willing to consult with the one who gave you the vision in the first place. Now, if you've hung out with me this long, for us, it's God. And so you must be willing to consult with the one who gave you the vision in the first place. You cannot continue on as business as usual. Now, at this point, I would like to invite you to comment below and share your major takeaways or something that you found helpful in today's episode. If this message resonated with you, please be sure to subscribe over on our YouTube channel, hit the notification button wherever you are tuning in from, and share this video with a fellow subject matter expert or mid-level manager who is ready to take their professional experience into the marketplace. Until next time, God bless.